Today, we will show you beautiful, heartwarming moments when animals were reunited with their owners after a long time apart. Hug your pet, subscribe to our channel, and we'll get started. Two horses were brought to the hospital to let them say goodbye to their very sick friend, a Vietnam veteran. Seeing his favorite horses was his dying wish. Smokey the dog was reunited with a vet who saved its life after it nearly died in a fire. An officer injured in the line of duty was visited by his canine partner. Very supportive.
Hey. Oh, I love
you. This horse is so happy to see its owner, it can't stop hugging and kissing her. And here is an emotional reunion between a lost dog and its friend after the Ukrainian town of Bucha was liberated. People found it in a crashed car and helped the dog find its way to its owner. When a dog hasn't seen its owner for too long and can finally visit him in the hospital, I think dogs are better than any medicine. And this alpaca came to say goodbye to its friend on the last day of his spring break. A blind dog found its owner by his scent and is very happy to see him.
You found me, this girl.
This guy has been friends with this bird since it was a baby, and now they fly together.
Oh my goodness, hi! Oh my gosh, I missed you too!
One of the reasons to become friends with a fox is that it's always happy to see you.
Look at all your blood coming out. I love you still. That was wild.
And this is an incredible reunion between a female hippo and a vet who saved her back when she was only a week old. And yet, she recognized her all these years later. When a bear considers you a friend instead of its prey. This dog came to pick up its owner from the airport after 3 months of not seeing her. This young deer came to visit the guy who rescued it the year before.
Hi, Cookie.
This little penguin befriended a zookeeper, and this is how they greet each other. This pet monkey is very happy to see its owner after she's been away for a week. A small shark has been friends with this diver since its birth for over 10 years. Look at one of their encounters. It acts just like a cat. And this man became an adoptive dad to 19 lions at once. And this is how they greet him. This dog did not recognize its owner after a long time apart. But then... Who said that wolves aren't capable of getting attached to a human? This kangaroo was so happy to see a magazine's editor-in-chief who came to the sanctuary. A woman named Linda Kobner visited 2 chimpanzees she helped free a while back. They hadn't seen her for 25 years, but they remember their savior very well. Unfortunately, many animals are lost during natural disasters. Thankfully, this man managed to find his friend after a tornado.
I'm just glad he's okay.
¿Qué pasa? Hola. ¿Qué pasa?
Listen to a way a donkey greets his human friend who was quarantined for a long time.
¿Qué?
Dono, mendigo, morador de rua.
This dog ran after the police car for a long time as it was taking away its homeless owner. And finally,
Evento muito especial para os dias de hoje, né, pessoal?
and here are some raw hyena emotions when their first owner came to visit them to celebrate their 4th birthday. Jenny the cow comes over to the farmer's window every day to give him a hug. She was born infertile and couldn't produce milk. She was in danger of being killed, but this man took her and raised her. This is an emotional reunion between a boy and his dog after the dog was lost in a devastating tornado in Oklahoma. The homeless man was desperate after losing his best friend, Bobo the dog. Imagine his joy when he found Bobo in a shelter 2 weeks later. This couple visited a wolf pack that they released the year before. Turns out, wolves aren't the villains we imagine them to be. This dog sensed the smell of his friend, a military man he hasn't seen in 8 months. And finally,
I think he remembers you. Oh, did you miss us?
this donkey is great at expressing joy when he sees people who visit it frequently. They always come with treats, but it looks like that's not the most important thing for the donkey.
Look at that. He's not out here for the carrots. Oh.
People freed this man's dog from underground, and check out his reaction. And here's another example. When the owner of this dog had to stay in a hospital, it came to the door every day, waiting for him to return. And finally, and this boy got the best Christmas gift. A reunion with his missing cat. And here's a reunion between a scuba diver and his friend, an Asian sheepshead wrasse. Back in the day, he treated the fish after an injury, and they've been friends for over 25 years. Just take a look at how a pack of wolves greets their adoptive mother after not seeing her for 2 months. This woman has been taking care of this lioness since it was 4 months old, visiting the animal nearly every day. Look how happy this baby Capuchin monkey is to see its grandma. And this beautiful little bird was found in the grass when it was a chick. This woman raised it without putting the bird in a cage, and now the bird comes to visit her every day. And this elephant lives in a nature park for elephants with disabilities and elephants that suffered animal cruelty. Here it is getting a friend. The animal is falling asleep to her lullaby. And this is an adorable reunion with the favorite dog after a year apart. And this deaf and blind dog recognized its friend by scent, even after a year of not seeing him due to the pandemic. And here's another happy reunion between a dog and its owner. Imagine the grief this dog must have gone through when its adoptive cow mom was sold and taken away. Seeing the suffering of the dog, the owner brought the cow back, and here's their heartwarming reunion when a dog cried happy tears. And this lioness greets her savior like this every morning. In 2012, he saved her from a farmer's holding pen and raised her as his own. This dog went missing, and the family has been looking for months. And here's their reunion.
Ikaw nga yan! Halika, halika! Oh my God! Oh, boy! Aray! Ang dungis-dungis ng aso ko! Hello! Ang bantot-bantot pa! Huh? Bakit ka nandito?
6 months before, this family parted with their dog because they moved from Dubai to the UK. The new family decided not to keep the dog, and this girl's mom accidentally saw a classified ad searching for a new home for the dog. This time, Holly, the dog, came with the family, never to part ways again. This camel may not have arms to hug its friend, but it has a long neck. For several days, Sydney police have been looking for a missing rat named Lucy, and they were finally able to return it to its owner, a homeless man. And this is how a baby deer greets the girl who has been taking care of it. It must have gotten very attached to her.
You don't want to suck on my ear.
I'm sure you've heard that dolphins can be very friendly, but this encounter with divers went beyond all expectations.
Bobby!
A touching encounter between a girl and a donkey. I had no idea that donkeys could purr.
Hi, buddy. I miss you. Hey, buddy.
Just look how cute these toucan cuddles are. Elephants accepted a human into their herd because he took care of them. But then he had to go away for 14 months. And look at the way they greet him when he returns. This diver encountered a friendly octopus. At first, it tried to pull her leg into its lair, and then it went for a hug. This woman takes care of 2 wombats, Sylvie and Tina. Sylvie was found next to her dead mother that was a victim of a car accident. At that point, Sylvie weighed no more than 13 ounces, and Tina was found alone on the streets when she was a little bit older. As a result, they both live with their adoptive mother and don't leave her side. Wolves are greeting a volunteer who takes care of them. How are they any different from dogs? There are many reptiles in this house, including a 5-foot, 60-pound, 4-year-old crocodile named Wally. But that's not all. Take a look at the way it greets the owners. This girl hadn't seen her horse in 4 months and was afraid that it wouldn't recognize her. But then... this pig is greeting its friend who saved it in the past. And there I was thinking that pigs can only love food. Ideally, a reunion between friends should look like this. People adopted this wombat 2 years prior when its mother was hit by a car, and now they are so inseparable that it doesn't even mind playing a game with its owner. After meeting its owner, this monkey doesn't want to leave her side even for a second. When you've been waiting for a walk with your human for way too long. Have you ever seen a more friendly goose? This woman visited her friends after not seeing them for a few months, and this is how their dog greeted her. And this fish came up to the diver of its own volition so that he would pet it. This huge tiger is so happy to see its friend, it almost looks like a big plush toy. While I'd be scared to see a bear even in the far distance, look at what this man is doing. Everything is all right, no one is trying to eat anyone. The bear is just happy to see him. A soldier came home after an 8-month deployment and decided to surprise his dogs. This is the result. This woman rescued a lion named Jupiter from a circus when it was just a cub. Jupiter's mom died from cruel treatment, and the young lion ended up in an animal rescue center, after which he was sent to a zoo, where his health really declined, causing the animal to lose hundreds of pounds. Finally, Jupiter's adoptive mom rescued him again, making sure he was returned to a sanctuary. And here is their reunion after all the trials and tribulations.
I feel completely connected to Pocho.
And this person is known for his long friendship with Pocho the crocodile, which even made his wife leave him. Well, at least it's easier to find a new wife than to find a new crocodile friend. And here, lionesses Meg and Amy greet their friend Kevin Richardson, also known as the Lion Whisperer. At some point, he rescued them from poachers, and now he's teaching them to live in the wild. This bull is very attached to the people who saved it from certain death after a bullfighting match. They have been friends for 8 years. Four years ago, veterinarian Kelly Bennett rescued Ricky the bear from awful conditions in a mini zoo. And here is their first very emotional reunion. Considering that adult otters are impossible to tame, this guy is very lucky. This man is on his way to a dog he hasn't seen for 10 months due to moving abroad. And here is their emotional reunion.
Have you got my mask? I missed you. I did. You're so super skinny, my baby.
This dog went missing 2 years ago, and while its owner was searching, it was picked up by other people. But the dog ran away and ended up on the streets. A kind person found it and managed to track down the first owner thanks to the chip. This 8-year-old German Shepherd worked as a sniffer dog and was separated from its mentor due to retirement. But when he came to visit the dog, and here's a reunion with a cat that went missing 13 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
The face of this new mom, still nursing her pups, was damaged as a result of a wild pig attack. The vet suggested putting the dog out of her misery, but the owner did not give up, and the dog underwent complex surgery. After a long course of treatment, they could finally reunite.
세 마리는 새 주인 만나서 적응을 하고 보냈고요.
A parrot named Hugo accidentally flew out through an open door and ended up on a runway of the Dublin airport. Thankfully, it was rescued and returned to the owner. And this vulture visited a farmer who treated the bird's broken leg a while ago. Look at the way it spreads its wings, as if it's trying to hug its savior. And this odd couple were friends for 6 months when suddenly the golden retriever stopped visiting the cow for several months. And look how happy they are to reunite with each other. What can be better than finding your puppy after thinking it was lost forever? And this elderly man lost his Doberman, but 3 days later, a police officer managed to find the dog.
Oh, Arrow, where have you been? My buddy, where have you been, my friend? This is absolutely incredible. My God, thank you, Angel. What a beautiful man you are.
Every morning, these elephants run to their human friend to say hello. And this is a unique friendship between a tiger and a person who raised her from when she was 3 months old. They hug, kiss, and if they fight, it's all just messing around. And this monkey hasn't seen its friend in a whole year. And this person raised a male gorilla in the Howlett's Wild Animal Park in England, and then released it in Africa. They met again 5 years later. This dog was really missing its owner while she was in the army.
Passengers arriving on American Airlines Flight 652 from Phoenix, your nationality also known.
This family found their lost dog after 8 months. And this is a happy reunion of a lioness called Kiara with her adoptive human dad.
¿A qué hora comieron? Porque la veo un poco gorda.
And this chimpanzee was born with pneumonia and was therefore rejected by its mother. It was nursed back to health by these people, and look at their reunion after 2 months of not seeing each other. And this dog got lost in the mountains and was found 2 weeks later, having lost 1/3 of its body weight. Look how happy it is to be reunited with its family. That adorable moment when a wild gray seal comes close to the diver and hugged him underwater. And these elephants were reunited after 20 years apart. That's what missing each other looks like. Have you ever seen anything more adorable? This chicken stopped the car of its owner and is rushing to greet her. Who might have thought that chickens are so emotional?
What mama baby doing?
A driver became friends with a small fish that recognized her and swam with her on each of her dives. As a result of the explosions in Beirut, many animals were hurt. So imagine this girl's happiness when she managed to find her missing cat. Just look how adorable this rabbit is, greeting its owner after he came back from a long journey. And this is a heartwarming reunion between a lion and a volunteer who saved its life. And here you see three loving friends: a 1,100-pound disabled lion, a worker with amputated legs who raised the wild animal, and his best friend, a Dachshund.
Is it Papa?
This man came home after spending 3 months in the hospital and was finally reunited with his beloved cockatiel who was eagerly waiting his return.
There he is. Oh, despite the chair, he came right to you.
This is what a hug from a tiger looks like. At least it's friendly. This horse is called Dr. Peo, and it has a gift. It can calm and soothe terminally ill people. Dr. Peo chooses which door to enter and instinctively knows which patient needs the most support. This is how wolves greet someone they love. Several people argued in court that this was their dog.
What the dog?
That's baby boy.
Hey, boy. Hey, baby boy. Hey, man.
So the judge asked for the dog to be released, and it immediately ran to its owner. If only all court cases ended this well.
Yes, that's him. That's baby boy. That's baby boy. Oh.
This husky had the best Christmas gift, a reunion with its friend who was away for a few months.
Daisy.
Hi! How are you? Oh my gosh!
Dogs are greeting their owner they have not seen for over a month. The monkey is also happy to see him. Twix the dog went missing 2 years earlier, and its owner thought it must have died. But thanks to some help from compassionate people, they could be reunited.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
One of the reasons to get a Maine Coon as a pet, look at the way it greets its owner after a work trip. A month ago, this person found a hungry and dehydrated baby deer next to its mother, killed in a road accident. And check out how gratefully it looks at its savior. And this is how a small Capuchin monkey greets its owner who was gone for a week. Just listen to the pure joy. These wolves are greeting a man after a month apart just like domestic dogs, even wagging their tails.
Awesome.
400-pound lion is very happy to see its friend. A powerful reunion in every sense. And this is an incredible encounter with a whale. The animal swam up to the people to say hello and didn't mind being stroked. Here is a reunion between a girl and her cockatiel after a long time apart. They are both so happy. When this old man got sick, his neighbor took his cat to take care of it. And here's their first time seeing each other after a long time of being apart. This woman found a baby flamingo abandoned by its parents and saved it. They formed a real connection, but then it still flew away with the fellow flamingos. Imagine her surprise when a year later the bird came back and recognized its savior. If you don't like drinking coffee alone, you should follow this man's example. Every day he drinks coffee accompanied with a raven. The little Capuchin hasn't seen the girl's grandma for a week, and here is its reaction. The cow was really suffering after her calf was taken away to the veterinary hospital with severe pneumonia. So people decided to show them to each other on a video call, and the cow had no problem waiting for her baby to come back. A dog called Zeus got lost in Florida and ended up in a Dearborn subway station. It was delivered to a shelter, and 2 years later, they managed to find its owner.
Further from the truth
of everyone.
This is how a horse greets its owner who just came back from a 3-week trip. This elephant just heard the voice of its friend, having not seen him for a year, and ran over from the valley to greet him. This girl was forced to sell her horse 4 years ago, but her parents bought the animal back and had the best surprise for their daughter.
There you go. It's all good.
And this girl is friends with alligators, and the feeling is mutual. Just look at this. Or this. And yes, she still has all of her 10 fingers. A tender moment between a girl and a jaguar. Very striking.
Look at her eyes. She's naughty.
The one with the tiger isn't too bad either. A lioness is greeting the guy who saved her life 7 years ago. During her summer internship in Texas, this girl became friends with a 1,000-pound alligator that's almost 14 feet long and decided to have a graduation photo shoot with the beast.
Come on, buddy. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Here is a moment of a parrot reuniting with its owner who has been searching for the bird for a week. The parrot flew out through an open door, but was found by kind people who returned it to the owner.
Somebody sneaking up on me. Done that so many times.
And now a couple of examples when lions attack a person to give them a hug. Just look at how adorable this is.
Okay.
Have you ever seen a hug with a baby elephant? This woman is a sanctuary caretaker. After 2 years of being apart, this person finally found a deer that lived on his farm and got lost. By some miracle, the deer was found on the side of the road and responded to its name. The first encounter between a diver and this dolphin happened in 2013 when the animal needed help. They met again 5 years later and instantly recognized each other. And now take a look at these incredible moments of friendship between a diver and a spotted moray eel. This girl's family performed gorilla rehabilitation before releasing the apes back into the wild. She grew up with gorillas as friends. 12 years later, she decided to visit her friends and headed into the jungle. And here's their heartwarming reunion. And this guy visited a crocodile he rescued and delivered to a sanctuary. They haven't seen each other for 2 years. And here's the predator's reaction to the human. Check it out for yourself. Who could have thought that giraffes are so gentle? The animals always sense your kindness and want to repay you. Just look at these beautiful moments. A dog was in great danger from a massive tsunami, and its owner lost all hope of seeing her pet again. But thankfully, it was rescued and they were reunited. The camel missed its previous owner so much, it walked over 60 miles across the desert to be reunited with them. And this tiger is acting just like a domestic cat, although it can probably swallow your entire head. Here's what a friendly embrace looks like when your friend weighs nearly 1,500 pounds and measures almost 10 feet in height when standing on its rear legs. And this guy has been friends with a tiger shark called Emma for 20 years. The main task of a shark trainer is to demonstrate that these large predator fish can be gentle and kind. Take a look at what he does.
Buddy, hey Gabe. Hey buddy, it's good to see you.
This person helps cheetahs avoid extinction, and the big cat shows how happy it is to see him. One more video showing the love shared between a lion and a human. An entire herd of elephants is running to see their human friend they haven't seen in 14 months. Subscribe to our channel and we'll love you just as much. Tell us in the comments which moment surprised you the most, and see you next time.